Team Malizia, who were contemplating a return to Cape Town after mast damage in the first days of Leg 3, and who approached Cape Horn nursing an injured crew member, have overcome all these obstacles and more to lead the ocean race fleet past the iconic landmark. Boris Herrmann, skipper of Team Malizia, commented on this: "His fifth passing of the landmark, Cape Horn holds many memories for me, and crossing this line in first almost means more than winning the leg, not in terms of points, but in terms of what it means. I am proud of the team and this boat. The boat has really proved itself in the Southern Ocean and shown how tough she is. It's a huge achievement for the whole team to be here," added Malizia's Will Harris. "And especially to be here in the lead. If we think back to the start of the leg, the issues with the mast, and then the big wins the last few days, I think we've done an amazing job to be here. So we are proud of the full team to make it this far, and also grateful to everyone back on land who has made this possible. It's really cold down here at the moment. It's slightly lighter winds, which is a relief after the last few days of pretty brutal conditions. And I hope as we get around the Horn, it will be calm enough that we get a good view of it. It will be the first bit of land we've seen in 30 days. Team Malizia passed the longitude of Cape Horn at 16:23 Universal Time, coordinated on Monday the 27th of March, 29 days, 4 hours and 8 minutes after the start in Cape Town. In the process of leading around the Horn, Malizia skipper Boris Herrmann and his team joined the Legends of the South as winners of the Roaring Forties trophy awarded for the fastest passage between the Cape of Good Hope in Africa and Cape Horn in South America. The Malizia crew take the Cape to Cape title in 27 days, 17 hours and 31 minutes. With Leg 3 being the longest leg in the history of the ocean race, this marks the first time the trophy will be awarded for a non-stop passage between the two capes that mark the eastern and western boundaries of the South Atlantic Ocean. Racing in the southern latitudes, what the ocean race sailors call the Southern Ocean, is never easy. Each and every passage of Cape Horn has to be earned, and this race has been no different. On Sunday, Team Malizia had a scary situation on board when Rosalind Kuiper was thrown from her bunk and hit her head, suffering a cut and a concussion. Fortunately, with the support of expert medical advice, the team was able to close the wound and Rosie has been able to rest and recuperate. Early indications are that she is recovering well on board, and she commented today, "This is a cinematic hospital that I am sitting in watching the beautiful passing of Cape Horn. This wasn't how I imagined passing Cape Horn, but I also couldn't ask to be better looked after. I am really grateful to the guys." Incredibly, on the 30th day of racing in Leg 3, Team Malizia have crossed the longitude of Cape Horn with a lead of less than 20 miles over Team Holcim PRB, with both boats finally gaining some separation from Biotherm, an 11th hour racing team, who have dropped 250 miles behind. "It will be a fight all the way up to the finish in Itajai," is the assessment from Harris. Team Holcim PRB is only a few miles behind us. They are doing an amazing job of pushing us as well. We'll need our best game. It's a long way to go, 2,000 miles, and we're looking forward to it. On Tuesday, it was 11th hour racing team, 12:55 Universal Time, coordinated, and Biotherm, 15:25 Universal Time, coordinated, who took their turn passing the iconic landmark and joining the exclusive list of offshore sailors to have rounded the Horn. The fleet has really split in two, with Malizia fighting to fend off overall race leader, Team Holcim PRB, an 11th hour racing team holding a slim advantage over Biotherm. But both are nearly a day behind the leading pair. "It is nice to still be fighting against Biotherm," said Justine Metros on 11th hour racing team, who rounded Cape Horn for the first time. "There are still 2,000 miles not go after the Cape to Itajai, so still a lot to play for. It is nice to have a bit softer winds, despite it meaning the leaders are moving away from us. We are back to full main, big sails, and trying to get the most of the wind we have at the moment, but they are pretty unstable conditions with a lot of clouds. It is cold, though. But we are seeing more albatrosses and petrels, which is nice. It's been tough to have 11th hour racing pass us, But today is better, we're going to pass Cape Horn, Paul Mailhat said. The boat is not 100%, but it's not bad. We are really proud of the work we have done. 1 year ago, we were putting layers in the boat mold, and today, we are racing past Cape Horn in it. Already this is a victory. Nearly 400 miles north, Kevin Escoffier was getting back into race mode after celebrating his third rounding of the Horn. The main challenge is still to get to Itagai, he said. The weather can change rapidly. Rather than looking for weather systems that move very quickly and that can change direction, we'd rather go on the northern route. Always protecting the boat and the crew. Will Harris on Team Malizia is enjoying the burden of being in the lead, being chased by a Holcim PRB team that has a perfect points record in the race to date. We've been sailing our own strategy, he said. We're not at the point where we would match race them. There's still 5 or 6 days left in this leg. There's a lot that can happen, so we have to sail our own race. The easiest way to finish ahead of them is to give ourselves an opportunity to jump ahead by a few miles. We have to do what we think is right and play our own game. The list of boats and skippers who have won the Roaring Forties trophy is as good as it gets. When Team Malizia rounded Cape Horn, not only did they pass the iconic landmark with an important lead, but they added their names to a list of legends in winning the Roaring Forties trophy. The trophy is perhaps the most interesting in the race, forged from a series of ever larger, oval, silver shapes. It looks like it could be a broken spar from the early days of the Whitbread Round the World race. And with an albatross, the symbol of the Southern Ocean flying above a tormented ocean. According to author, photographer and sailing historian, Barry Pickhall, the trophy was commissioned by the Royal Naval Sailing Association in 1973 for the boat setting the best time on handicap across the Southern Ocean from Cape Town to Cape Horn. In 1974 it was presented to Ramon Carlin, the skipper of the winning boat in the 1973-74 Whitbread Round the World race, Saola 2. Since the end of corrected time racing, the trophy is now awarded to the team with the fastest time between the Cape of Good Hope and Cape Horn. Up until now, that has meant combining partial times on at least 2 race legs to get a result. But in the 2022-23 edition of the Ocean Race, Leg 3 is the longest in the history of the event, and for the first time the teams passed all 3 Great Capes, Good Hope, Lewin, Horn all in one go. In winning the Roaring Forties trophy, skipper Boris Herrmann adds his name and that of Team Malizia to the impressive list of legends and icons who have previously won the trophy. Malizia is the second German team joining 2001-2002 race winner Ilbruck, and Herrmann becomes the first German skipper to claim the Roaring Forties trophy. Herrmann reflected on his 5th passage of the iconic Cape, a short moment in the grey south, but a big step for Team Malizia. It passed so quickly, we almost feel disturbed at first from our cocooned world that has settled upon us over the past weeks. The moment of cheering together to the camera, arm in arm, with this iconic rock behind releases a string of emotions for me and for all of us. The Horn looked beautiful today, and after a few minutes it disappeared in the grey fog again. Back to our cocoon, but elevated onto a new level.
Ein wunderbares Gefühl, Cap Horn zu passieren, an erster Stelle im Ocean Race 2023 auf der Malizia Sea Explorer. Hier ist das Cap Horn und wir waren jetzt 4 Wochen, haben wir kein Land gesehen. Deswegen so ein Moment, wo man das Land wieder sieht, ist wie Weihnachten und Neujahr zusammen. Und es ist das 6. Mal für mich. Die Mannschaft hat einen unglaublichen Job gemacht. Ich bin unheimlich stolz auf das ganze Team und großen Dank an alle Unterstützer, alle Follower und alle Partner. Vielen Dank. Am Anfang dieser 3. Etappe im Ocean Race ist ein Teil im Mast gebrochen und das Segel hat einen großen Riss in den Mast gerissen. Und wir dachten, wir müssen umdrehen. Ich dachte, wir müssen aufgeben, zurückfahren nach Kapstadt. Und jetzt sind wir hier. Wir haben den Mast repariert. Der Mast ist stark geblieben. Und wir sind an erster Stelle am Cap Horn. Wir haben die Welt umsegelt. Und das erinnert mich daran, gib nie auf. Wir können immer einen Weg finden. never surrender. It's just here. We just passed the Cape Horn. First place in the ocean race, 23. We have 20 miles, we're 20 miles ahead of Holcim. Here on board Malizia Sea Explorer. I'm tremendously proud of the team, all the supporters, the partners. Big thanks to all the fans and followers. And it's just a feeling like Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve in one, plus birthday. Seeing land after 4 weeks is very heartwarming. And now we continue on in the Atlantic. We have almost 2,000 miles more to go to Itajai. So the race is still long. Nothing is decided, but we are fighting like lions. At the beginning of this leg 3, we had a big crack in our mast because something broke up there and the sail ripped a big crack into the mast. And I thought we need to turn around, go back to Cape Town. And now we're here around the world, have sailed all the way around the world, repaired the mast, and it has stayed strong, and we are even in the lead of the race. So in that moment back then, I would have never dreamt that this could be possible. I think this should, we should always remember this. Never surrender. And always keep faith. You can always do it.
First time we see land after 1 month sailing. I have no word to describe what I'm feeling right now. It's just magical.
A month of no land. And all the albatrosses welcoming us now, it's cool.
There it is. "12 miles, 30 minutes.
Sixth time for you.
The 6th time. But the last time I could see it was 2014, almost 10 years ago.
And how does it feel today?
I will see the real emotion when we passed it. I don't want to say too much before we're there.
Okay.
We try to get there quick because Holcim is not far behind. Yeah. 20 miles. Okay, cheers guys.
Perfect, cheers! Yeah. This is the best recovery.
Oh. Wow!
Malizia!
First at Cape Horn!
Yay! And for real, Nico, Osborne and myself, it's the first time, and it's, I know it's the best time of
You
my
are the
life.
future. You will be here soon again.
Oh, it's such a nice feeling though, huh?
Woo!
We are almost too fast.
Almost too fast. That's what I like to hear.
It's a bit like the finish line that we had in the middle of the race. A finish and a start at the same time. Yeah. Yeah!
C'est difficile, on a une zone de haute pression qui est juste derrière nous, on n'arrive pas à s'en sortir. Comme il y a beaucoup de mer, on n'avance pas très vite dans peu de vent. Et il fait très froid, très froid. On a même eu de la neige.
So we are stuck in no wind, not very far from Cape Horn. It's the first time I've been here with no wind. It's a bit unusual for the Southern Ocean and the, what are they called? Furious 50s. They're not very furious today.